What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Everton Football Manager 2022 Rebuilding series. So we have gone through the pre-season now. We're going to show you our transfer business. It's not all 100% completed right now. And yes, this is the big money deal. I was two ways about this. You know, I talked about it earlier in the series, but yeah, season 2, we were going into the season not planning. So you know, that wasn't the intent. This wasn't this transfer window setting up for this second season here, selling Calvert-Lewin to get a lot of money. But am I frustrated at him or the situation? Not majorly, but I'm like, if this were to happen, maybe earlier in the window could have influenced other signings for certain positions I went for. But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, 99 million. I want to show you the situation, why we are leading towards accepting this right now. I was going to talk about my transfers, who I signed and why I signed them. Didn't go for anyone bigger with our current budget. That's why it's important to show you guys how the budget is looking right now. Like 30 million, but look, just under 7 million in the overall balance. We got a bit of an influx there, like from, you know, the winnings for the Premier League, some sponsorships and all that. But that was nothing significant. Look how we were in the red, 40 million. So we were still playing it smart. And I think regardless of who it is, and it's not 99 million because whoever orchestrated this deal, 19.8 is going to be going to Sheffield United. It's the percentage sale clause. So Sheffield United, they eventually get what was coming to them. And I'm almost from a point where, like, yeah, well done, Sheffield United. From their point of view, that's a great deal. Because I put those clauses, like, I feel that myself. And so, yeah, I'm happy for Sheffield United. We don't get that extra 19.8 million, but it's just, you know, the feeling of putting that deal in yourself. And when it comes through in Football Manager, you're like, yes, the day has come. Maybe about 5 years too late, but nah. Yeah, it's still very much a good deal for us if we're getting 79 million right not even to the transfer budget, just into our balance completely. A lot more breathing space. And yeah, we shouldn't get near that red again this season, but we're still going to be mindful. So that was the biggest deal. And of course, we go back to season 21-22. A couple of these the first one, Marcus Edwards, this was our first signing, 21 million. If you look on the outs, we just sort them by the latest. There was free transfers, Harry Hagan, loan, Nathan Broadhead, we'll get it right eventually. He was never going to be a significant first team player, 24 years of age. So yeah, Rondon, you know that was all the recent for this season. In terms of the guys going out. Nothing really significant, you would say. And the major one here was Marcus Edwards coming in. We were looking at a winger, basically the replacement for this man here, Anwar El Ghazi. Had a good season for us. Just to review that again in the league, 12 goals and 14 assists. And if you compare the two, we'll just compare the pair here with Marcus Edwards just to see, the same positions and that. Very similar abilities. Marcus Edwards is a few years younger, 23. You say someone 23, they can have still a bit more growth, not major growth, but to a point where he's probably going to take over Al Ghazi over the next few seasons. He's English as well, bringing him back home, something that is coming home. And another English player. So, yeah, that made sense. And it was a pretty good deal for us where some players you get not forced because you decide to pay that however much you want for the player. 21 million is a great deal. Look at his value. In between 41 million and 51 million once he's joined. So, yeah, there was other wingers of a similar ability that cost that value. So you just got to find the right type of players. And as I said, the fact he's English as well, he was the ideal candidate. But there is so many. You guys know, you play FM and you see me trying to find players as well. There's some players that are just ridiculous prices, like 50, 60 million for a solid Premier League player, not like an absolute superstar, world-class player, just someone who's a good Premier League player, which I think he will be. So to get him on a 20 to 30 million cheaper than we were looking at some other guys who are really good players, but nothing too different from him. He's got some really neat attributes. Some guys that I thought look worse than him, they had a value of that when we were searching. So yeah, you guys get all that. I think that's a very good deal monetarily. We're getting out the big words and everything. So we'll focus on the outs, some free transfers, point out anyone that is significant. Out of the free transfers, the free transfers, no one really. Oscar Romero, we signed on a free last season, sold him for $5 million, and these are definitely on the little side compared to Calvert-Lewin. That's going to be a major influx. But thinking if that didn't happen, you try and make these free transfers and sell them on. You make some money here and there each season because definitely you can't expect those big sales coming through. Andre Gomez, and of course it's some guys that were on really big wages as well, over the 100K. Yeah, Andre Gomez, letting him go. Can't remember his exact wage, but yeah, he was one of them. I felt we were paying him a lot more than what we were seeing. So one of the guys we did sign, how we signed a lot of players on the free transfer. We went through all those guys like when we signed them. There's no real surprising ones, so we'll mention them at the. I think it was only Longstaff who we did sign, after contracts were actually released. But anyway, this guy didn't have a work permit, which I knew when signing him, so I didn't just not know that. And I'm like, I didn't know he didn't have a work permit. We just thought we'll loan him out. And I think that is a wise decision. Loan him back to France. I just offered him out on a loan. I'm surprised. Yeah, hopefully he does pick up a work permit at some point. If he does, I'm not sure how good he'll get, but that's not the worst potential. Potential is something we can talk about. But yeah, all those guys, remember Rodriguez, Vasalko, Larin could be important. He's someone we'll talk about. And Shuranov, Longstaff. Those are the guys we covered in a previous episode. We'll catch up on them in different points anyway. Some may be in the first team. Longstaff, he was just available after being released from Newcastle. So, Newcastle have a stronger team now because they got money and a bit more money than before. I'm not sure about how much they have strong. Yeah, we'll go back. What was it? Yeah, made a prediction of 9th. So they'll be slowly pushing up. And I just think he could be another one. We sign on a free, so you could probably see maybe sell him for the same price next season, about $5 million. But yeah, he's going to be like a backup centre midfielder for us. Nothing more, nothing less. But for the reasons I mentioned, it hasn't been a big spending pre-season because not our transfer budget. Transfer budget was pretty solid. Our balance is something I really had in mind. Yassine Adli, and this is what we talked about, the Calvert-Lewin deal. There were some other guys. Like, even you look what his value is right now. For me, we got Adley for a bargain price. We could be calling him Yassine Aldi, the cheap prices. But he's a good first-team player. Strong attributes, right? Look at those 15s he has. First touch of a 16. Very impressive. But once more, maybe we could have targeted someone for that round, that 30 million, if not more. But the thing is, he's got that maximum potential as well, which is very exciting comparing to everyone else in his position. If he gets to that, but even if he just becomes a 4 to 4.5 star midfielder, that's going to be great for us. He could play a few attacking positions, which is handy. And yeah, I do not mind that move at all. I don't think I've signed him before, definitely. So I'm excited to manage him just in a save. So yeah, I'm happy with that transfer. And we are just going to have to really wait and see with everyone else, or with the money we're going to come in for Calvert-Lewin, because that will have to spark another signing. And we've got some targets in mind. So let's see that all come into fruition. Normally, the first episode of the season is, this is a bit, 6 days off. So let's try and have that go through. And we're not going to, look at the budget. Our budget's going to be insane. So the question is, are we going to go for a huge transfer, or do we want to hold on to some of the profit? So it's going to be really interesting. So there we go. Let's see how that impacts. Sheffield, they got 20% of the transfer fee. They put in a great deal there, and maybe something that they might think about in real life as well, if it could be for Everton, and not to sell him, but why would they want to sell him? But they would really be hesitant to sell him. If a club came calling, they'll be wanting a really high price. Marcus Edwards. This is something I'd love to see in FM, that the players don't understand that the player would, if I didn't sell him, he could have been the same one that comes to me, I was disappointed that Calvert-Lewin, you didn't let him go. I've actually experienced that. That's happened before. You reject it. The player himself you rejected gets mad, and then teammates mad that you didn't let him go. So, like, what can you do? Like, we're stuck here. Like, we're frozen. That we couldn't let him go. What can you do? I'm going to ask Coleman. I've had good experience with him. Like, I think he's a very good leader. Very good captain. He steps in these moments. Mate, okay. Let's just try and weave my magic. See if it can be more. I hate how they do the 3 dots. Like you're waiting for a response. Like, okay, why are you confused? You're wanting an interaction. Mate, you've just joined. Why are you furious? Why did you sell Dominic? Mate, do you even know him? You've just joined. You're acting like your best mates. I'll be dipping into the transfer market. Like, Matt, chill on that, Marcus. While also appreciates my position as manager. Sometimes I feel things in FM, they can be a bit, not misleading's not the word. It conflicts. Like oh wait, that doesn't make sense that he got mad about that, considering all different things. Just say if he has a good opinion on me or whatever. Trust my judgment. So now we get to go over and see how that's looking. Transfer budget, what I'm seeing an overall balance and even dropping that a bit. I don't want to be going back how we were. I don't know, like monthly, how our monthly budget is going to be impacted. Not budget, like, yeah, whether we're going to make, or how much of a loss we're going to make each month, which I've got to expect going off last season, though we're in Champions League this season, so maybe a bit more is going to come through. We'll have to see. So, I don't even know how much I want to be willing to spend, but my thing is, isn't this a blessing? Isn't this a blessing? We're going to probably, like I've already set up to do this, Dele Alli's going to play more of a striking role this season, not on that left wing, because also we did sign, Adley, he's going to go through, he's going to play that role. He was like Donny, he's going to be the Donny replacement. So we got replacements there for the two important first-team players we had on loan, most definitely. But Edwards, why we're playing as an inverted, because he is strong on his left foot. It's self-explanatory stuff right there. And Adley, I think he'll be as good as Van der Beek, if not better. He's got much more upside, so we're happy with that. It wasn't just one of them. They've all gone Mercedes. Look at this. AMG. Yeah, you don't need to read it. Like, it's every single one. Yeah, it's going to be that. They're going crazy. Yeah, they're going crazy. AMG Mercedes. This is not a joke, though. Seriously. It would have been the... Okay, what do you think their opinions would have been if I reject... Calvert-Lewin would have been mad, and he wouldn't have been on his own. That's annoying. Because sometimes, as a manager, you can't win. You cannot win. Like, we cancel that transfer, DCL gets mad. He'll have some teammates along with him, a few of his mates, and they'll be coming towards me. That was a no-win situation. So I thought, we'll take the money and get some win. But wow. Also, to be the backup goalkeeper for the season was our hot prospect from the intake in Paul Miley. Paul Miley, he's going to be our future goalkeeper, potential to be better than Pickford. So ease him in, give him some games here and there. We see if we will, see how the season plays out. Maybe some cup games. Really depends on our opposition. But before I got distracted about all the players mad, we're just going to have to deal with that, I guess. Come on, guys. I just feel, I don't want to be repeating the same point, but they always, you want to be, I want them to, this is my thing. Let me know what you think. I want the players not to get mad right away when it happens, on literally the day you accept it. Leave it a week. If you don't replace him with someone, then they can get mad. Because now I feel it's unnecessarily ruining the morale in the squad. You know what I mean? Because then when you say, we replace him with someone else, then they're suddenly happy. It was just, there was no need of that unhappiness. Like, that's just me. And another guy that's going to be in the first team, just so we show him here, Larin. That's why we're setting up like this. He'll start to rotate. See, he another we sign on a free value, 14 to 15. Not bad. If he doesn't have a great season, sell him for around that price. Not bad at all. So maybe next season, it depends. He could be a good first-team player, but he's not the greatest of abilities. So right now, I see him as the backup striker. I'd be really looking for someone because like a Gray. Look at his attribute. he's not a star. I think we'll prefer getting someone as a left winger to play that role. And yeah, that will be the replacement. And then push, Dele Alli, because he was playing a bit there. We rotated him a lot, but yeah, I think that's where we spend the money. So once more, keeping it in England, Emil Smith-Rowe, he's someone I really, really like watching play. He seems like he's going to be a great football player, like for Arsenal. And his transfer value, see, that's in the red, but I've seen some players that are, like I just touched on when I was comparing for like a winger signing and even as a midfielder as well, for the players, for all the guys we signed so far this season. Like I've just been saying, and he seems like that's in the red, like that's a big money. But I think when he gets to his absolute best, like he's a good player to be part of this rebuild. I think he'll make the English national team when he gets to his best. See, for me, like he's got good acceleration, agility. 2 of those best at 16. No better attributes than that. But look at a lot of 15s in his mentals that are so close. That passing 15, technique 15, dribbling. I got to envision how close they are to being 16s, and I'd be seeing him so much different. I don't know if you guys are the same. When it's an attribute color change, you're like, oh my god, you see him so much different. But really, it's not really a major difference. So I want to be looking at those as 16s. Think on a positive way. But yeah, we might have to spend a pretty big amount, but maybe not as much as we sold like Calvert-Lewin for. So as much as it's not exactly it, if we treat it like a swap, but yeah, it's not a swap. But say Calvert-Lewin going out, Smith-Rowe coming in. That's not bad. We're also Smith-Rowe should be a little bit on the cheaper side. So we're going to try and lower this a little bit. Normally how I go with my negotiations. Okay. And percentage of profit. That's been in, that was with Adley as well. I put it on 50%. I just see it as, okay, we're not going to sell them in this save. we're not going to sell them. It's not going to be a situation with Calvert-Lewin. We're just that time, and I like to think we'll reach, they're going to be part of our Champions League run and be main players. So anyway, the value of this is 89 million. So we're going to look to switch this up a little bit and then maybe go up to 60 and then get the transfer accepted. So there we go. Obviously. And that's the percentage. That's actually different. That's different compared to the deal we had with Calvert-Lewin and the percentage. Because that's a percentage of profit from 60 million. It's going to be, I don't even want to think about it because we're not going to plan to sell him. But anyway, if we're thinking we're playing 60 million up front right now for Smith-Rowe, I'm happy with that in terms of what I think Calvert-Lewin would put for an input. And yeah, Smith-Rowe's got improvement in him. Though I know the thing was he's unsure about but I think he should be willing to accept. Yeah, like he's not rejecting us where we can't approach him at all. If you don't, you just go into promises needlessly. Just remove that. I'm sure he still would want a decent wage, more than the estimated, which is 57 to 87. All right, we got to put in a pretty decent. Like for me, when you ask, it's never accepted, but occasionally they could be like so mad at it. So sell-on fee percentage, we're not going to have that. Optional extension, I mean, sure, why not have that in? Assists, give him something to work towards. Wage after international appearances, I don't mind that actually. Get that up to 130k. Top the wage drop, we'll take that out. For me, that's why we wanted to suggest that, or if you asked to suggest that, it's from the club's point of view. So the player would prefer not to have that. Unused sub. And again, assist, increase that. And goal bonus too. Maybe not that high. Maybe just above 19 there. Team of the year. Maybe 1.3 million. You would be getting good stuff out of him. And then when we eventually win the Champions League and give him 1.5 as, that will be towards the... we're in Champions League this season, but I don't think we have a Champions League squad at all, and we probably need to increase the wage by a little bit. Yeah. We increase things, and it still didn't get accepted. But that's just my experience. Sometimes when you ask for a contract suggestion, increase it. Or it could even reject you flat out. So no sell-on fee. Minimum fee release clause, I'm not a fan of those, mate. To be honest. Maybe we just boost up your assist bonuses. And your wage, far out. No, let's not increase that in the same fashion. 145. I wonder when he will break through the English team in the save, though. That's going to be something, we'll increase a few of these. It's so easy, just throw out these money, thousands and thousands of increases, but it just makes it so easy. Ooh, we'll go like that. We're getting close. Maybe drop that to 5. I'm always in between. Do we still want to consider if... You wonder what takes it for you to accept an offer, really, because we're paying a decent price for him. So minimum fee release clause, yeah, we don't want that. But yeah, just why don't you make that even higher? Yeah, you weigh up a few things. I guess maybe goal bonus a bit more, and sign-on fee, you don't want it too high. Well, I feel we're going real close. Okay, sell-on fee. Because now minimum fee release clause, I'll just make this high as we can, 94 million. 40. So you can see how we go about negotiations. Come on, sneak this. Fool. Yeah. If there's a calculator, and I reckon behind the scenes, what you can't see, there's numbers. There's and you have to reach a certain number for it to tick off in the game. I reckon it was really close and we just ticked over it. I don't think we, spent overs. Obviously, that's down to opinion, but what we had to get accepted anyway, we just got over it. Yeah, we did. You saw how we were negotiating the transfer anyway, so I think we did it pretty well, even though it's, a pretty hefty deal, but for up-and-coming English talent, big transfer move, it's how you would see this kind of contract be, I reckon. And I feel maybe we just got to, he wanted to leave. Again, sometimes it's best not to say, these are annoying, and leave it to your assistants or just don't do them. Sometimes you need to just get good reactions or, put out your reasoning why you did certain things. So I was looking at Bergwijn as well, 4.8. I feel like he's been around for longer than he has. He's 24 years old. Anyway, he would have been, again, if we're looking for bargain deals, again, not bad, 4.8 million. We're at a point where we don't need that added depth to the squad, in my view anyway. But yeah, he would have been a decent transfer. Brian Hill. See, this is what I mean. I'm glad we found our explanation. He's someone that's still got growth in him. If I was going to go, I'd rather go Smith Rowe. Someone that would have been close, a similar price. Who would you go for? I think Brian Hill, he's a very good player, very good technically, got a bit pace about him, but I think Smith Rowe is a more complete player. You can expect more consistency from him. As much, isn't that funny? Sometimes you just perceive that off their ability. If you compare the two, you just see Smith Rowe being a more consistent Premier League player in a same position too. I don't know. Even though he literally has in his scout report, he's a consistent player. So you could say that about him too if he has that in him. But it's just how you perceive players, I guess. And why not break a record at the same time? 105 million to break a record in terms of transfer income. So Everton, I don't think they generally make a lot of money. I think that says it there from transfer. Never noted for really big transfer sales, are they? So yeah, you see that. It's a record as well. How about that? Last was Lukaku from United. Just to put things in perspective there. And the captain, Coleman, leave him and Pickford. You're not going to mess that around. You do wonder how long Seamus is going to be around for, but because he's physically depleting. Do you say it's his last season? And he probably doesn't take part of a Champions League campaign unless there's some shocks this season. I know we shocked last season just to qualify for Champions League. And go close for the title, but I don't think he goes further. But I think as a reward, we kept him on this season, didn't sell him, didn't ship him out. You don't see there is a point. What's the point with that value? What are you going to get for him? Not much money-wise, just, I think have a final season for him. For a good club player as well. Knee tendonitis for Vasalko. It's not the way you want to kick off a season. Someone who's back up in that position would rotate between him and, Holgate. Obviously, Holgate will play a bit in centre-back as well. So, he was good. Jared Branthwaite, as well. I wonder, does he push? I just feel, I'm going to leave him in the under 23s for now, and he might get pushed up into the first team. There's just, players ahead of him. But he's not bad for a backer. He's 3-star, mind you. I just feel he's close. Like, we've got other 3-star abilities there. I reckon, like, last season we were seeing loaned out. Aston Villa, look how much they played him. So, yeah, he was so close to being in the first team. And now I'm like, okay, he's 20. He's still going to have improvement this season. There we go. Give him a chance. And first game of the season is a Leicester City team that look to really have some good connections with each other as well. So, yeah, this is not going to be an easy game. Is it going to be the way I exactly said? Let's go discuss the issue. Okay. You can only say a negative thing here. I've been aware how he dealt with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Okay, Richarlison selling. Obviously, he and Richarlison had a great connection up front, which was great. It was a terrible decision. Well, yeah, if we don't use the money to bring in someone else. But I wouldn't have sold him if I didn't have a replacement lined up. You should expect to see someone coming in who'll be every bit as good as Calvert-Lewin. But the only thing I'm worrying, he's not the same position. But these two things are basically the same. I'm going to say this one here. You're right. We lost a good player, but I promise you I'll be bringing a replacement as soon as possible. Alan is still let down. How? How can you still be let down? But my point was... Okay, Alan, the Brazilian, is the only one mad. I say Brazilian like that's a reason. I don't know why. He's a highly influential player. My point was I just said before. Forget Alan. I'm putting my hand, mate. I'm not looking at you. I made my point that I just made before. Like, these guys got mad before I could talk to you. Come to me first, but you can already tell they're more... It's still a negative. There's no, like, really. Godfrey and Keane, I'd say they're more on the happy side. But anyway, they're still medium, I'd say. And some guys on the more, like, man. It's still overall a negative because there's one who's an influential player in Alan. I said the good response there. I said the good response and still one player came out with a negative. What can you do? I reckon we could have had even more negative responses if we didn't do what Calvert-Lewin want. He would have been someone very unhappy around the squad and players would have picked up on that. I think morale-wise, it's a no-win situation. I think certain things are in Football Manager to actually make the game challenging, which you want. Like, I take that on board. I want FM to be as hard as it can. But at the same time, it is quite frustrating. So I've noticed a couple players here. Was Kyle John one of them? No, sorry. I'm like, sorry, mate. No, it's not you. But there's been a few players that impressed me. Charlie Whittaker, he's got decent potential. There's Nkunku. We've got a few of these guys around that potential that are looking all right in the under 23s. Maybe pushing to be backup first team players. But yeah, sure enough, a guy we signed on a free transfer, again, we've got him listed for a loan, so maybe we loan him out, see if he gets first team football out somewhere. I think maybe like if Larin doesn't work out, we sell him next season. Yeah, sure enough, can be the backup. So anyway, he's not bad considering, yeah, we got him on a free. Yeah, like have Philip Humphreys, have him like that logic. If the money isn't reinvested to the squad, yeah, it's cool. Otherwise, there'll be problems. Again, give me time to make that. As we're just waiting on Smith Rowe. It's a big decision for him. Does he stay at Arsenal and play in the UEFA Europa League? Or come to Everton and play in the UEFA Champions League? No brainer. Yes! As soon as I said it as well, Adley picked up a little knock, tight groin, 1 to 2 days, still should be fine. But yes, so that's still pretty hefty. So we paid 60 million, 61 million will be deducted from the transfer. Obviously, we love agent fees and all that. No one does. But anyway, we compare it a bit cheaper than what we sold Calvert-Lewin for. And I think he could really, a different type of player. But for someone who was dubious, I think that was really good. And again, back on the contract offer, you have to probably offer him a little bit more than the default when he's dubious about joining you. But yeah, I think his impact, if you see his impact over 5 seasons plus compared to Calvert-Lewin, I think he can be definitely at an equal level, if not more. Versatile. Don't think he'd ever play as a striker, but he can play across the midfield, which would be handy for us. But yeah, we're definitely pinholing him there on that left wing. And to be fitting, because he's strong on his right foot. Yeah, so he'll be an inverted winger as well. So as we do that, we'll go left wing, inverted winger, attack. Just, get his position worked on that. Assign a squad number. That is not currently available. I've created a number there. Do you guys not like how you can't change? Because number 9 is, that's your striker, mate. And I feel that we had that. Oh yeah, Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, it's just a bit annoying how you can't switch around some other numbers, but we're not going to overthink it too much. We're going to give him the number 9 because, that's a number in the first team that needs to be given. Because he's not our striker, so it doesn't make 100% of sense. 100% of sense. But we'll go with that because everything above is, too high, I'd say. In terms of the squad registration, for the players we registered, 22 out of the 25, and then we got Branthwaite because he's under 21, Paul Miley, and that was it. We have a relatively experienced, look at our ages. Miley, he's just going to be on the bench as a backup goalkeeper, so you almost don't consider him. And Branthwaite, definitely see him as backup. Adley, Smith Rowe, and they're 2 new signings with a lot of upside we see as important players in the team. And Michaelenko, Edwards, again, some guys who think we steady improve. So generally, it is a really experienced, it's not a young team at all. There's a couple of youngsters, they're really impressive. And Smith Rowe being one of them. Adley, there's some of the better players in the first team. And then forget them, the rest of the team, older, experienced, they're not youthful, they've been around. I like how the squad is looking for the season, thinking about it in that way. So, Tom Davies, 425k. Yeah, we sold him to Getafe. There was a lot of teams interested. I was just, because we had it sort of like this. I think I missed him. But because I guess we didn't make so many other sales. We were nothing significant. Now Calvert-Lewin there. But 425k. But we didn't really utilize him much. So treat him as he wasn't too important. But what is important now is starting the season well. We'll see, just fitness tests, all that. Opposite instructions apply for the upcoming game. Leicester, we said, it's going to be a tricky game. And I find it interesting, if you look at Mina, if we just switch these two here, with Michael Keane, their connection isn't as good. And I think, almost I thought Godfrey, Keane should play well together. But Mina, it's not always the case. It doesn't mean if they're both from England, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be the better pairing. But I think that's just what leads us going for that. So it's a different look. You see no Calvert-Lewin. You look at that deal and you are worried about it, like my players' initial reactions. And our morale, we recovered from what it was. So again, just to say that, back to the point, that whole of them, again, going all AMG about it, they got... get annoyed. They could have just saved that, they could have saved that unhappiness in that moment. Give us time to show you why we made the decisions we did. But the types of Edwards. So, same players or familiar players. Dele Alli, Richarlison, though they were 2 good players last season. So, I think our goal scorers, I think our strikers, we're not going to miss. And we do have the backup in Larin. And unless there's one major injury, then I don't know. Then we got that guy we signed on a free, the under 20. We put him in the under 23s. Sure enough, just in case one of them goes down and he comes in for a little bit. Hopefully, it's not a long-term injury. I think sure enough he'll come in and do well for us. Did I say sure enough or sure enough? We'll never know. But then back onto the next line here. The new signing, Smith Rowe. Yep, Smith Rowe and Smith Rowe and Edwards, as we talk about them, we'll just update Smith Rowe to be inverted winger, to have personalised, stick for that. And Adley, Alan, again, he's probably the best option. Barman, he's... Doucouré probably make it. He's just unhappy at this moment and unfit. We'll get him on sharpness. We'll deal with that. But not a bad team. No real major changes in the back. The thing is, Kevin Rodriguez will rotate with Michaelenko. I don't mind that. Holgate rotate with, of course, Seamus Coleman. And then, Vasalko when he comes back from his injury. Townsend's injured now at the moment as well. Of course, more winger. But, he's another one to be back up and rotate throughout the season as a fullback. Not bad at all. Really excited to see both Edwards and Smith Rowe for different reasons. Their signings are a bit different and same at the same time. In terms of the type of players they are, but at different levels and where they're coming from, the clubs they're coming from. Really excited for Adley. Yeah, those three are really intrigued to see how they go. And number 8, 9, and 10, they might not be all that in the future. Might have rotate with Smith Rowe. Yeah, probably not number 9 in the future, but yeah, those three. Excited. And yeah, you take a look at Leicester's team. Let's get into the match. We're going to go point finger. I want to be impressed, put on a show. That didn't really do too much. Let's go just point finger. We'll say I have faith in you too. Yeah, each of the lines there. Reasonable. I still feel not terribly bad, but just a small bit of, we're not as happy as we could be, I think. But I think we get out there, play our football, and it won't take too long. Hopefully, anyway, we could get bad results, but I like to be positive. Okay, what has this season got in store for us with Everton? No real early highlight will encourage the entire team. Maddison. Oh, this could be a way to start, yeah? It would be typical. It really would be typical. VAR. Penalty. I tell you, FM. And we'll do it in this save game as well. Just wait. Vardy. Yeah, not missing. Yeah, let's move on. Oh, you can see it anyway. Move on from that. Yeah, what I was going to say is mess around with the zoom and height here. Zoom in a bit more. I did that in my journeyman save if you're watching that. But anyway, yeah, it's all right. Smith Rowe bumped to a 7 rating, by the way, and here's Demir. Oh my God, if they were going to score another, under pressure early, demand more. Not the great. Oh, come on. What's happening? This is goal line technology for. Just wants to make an appearance. Even when it's not required. Alright. Yeah. Adley's been poor. Come on. That's a big. Okay, that's a big position. Our central midfielder. He's young. Might need time to come in. But yeah, you gotta be big, man. Oh, disappointed that's not a goal. That was a really good chance. And Alan on that yellow would just change his role. Generally go to the defensive midfielder and we ease off tackles. But that was good enough for an equaliser, I'd say. If a penalty was good for a goal. Come on, Mina. Don't want to lose on the first day here. Because as I said, I don't think we have like such a super squad, but we talked about the experience levels. I don't think we don't have too much of inexperience. But see, I totally think this is like we're selling Calvert-Lewin. There's that it makes players getting anxious easily because there was something the squad that got uneasy about. Something happened. Come on, you got to be better. And Smith Rowe anxious. Like, you don't see this regularly. So we'll go individuals just to get, Smith Rowe. Point finger. Go and prove it. Yeah, now he's motivated. Come on. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Even games where we're losing, we don't set that anxious feel. So come on, let's get our game going. That's just a poor effort, poor kick. We're struggling to get the ball and this is not going to be it today. Not going to be the ideal start to the season after, some signings I was happy with. Like, you can tell when something is a little... You win that header and we're fine. I thought you looked good. Maybe not. Michael Keane maybe could have won that. Well, it's too late now to be saying that. Edwards, we need something spectacular. Alain, come on. Show me a sign. Adley, Smith Rowe needs to be huge this season. Richarlison has to finish from there and does. Good goal. Really good goal. And that's what the stuff we want to see. And we probably have to score a goal around this time here where there's enough time now. Beautiful passing play. Smith Rowe, he just found what Richarlison, to be fair, he was really poorly marked, or he just wasn't marked. So that was good. Smith Rowe had an easy pass to him, really. So shout now's important. I'll still say encourage. Does boost morale. Tends to do that. But now our sub. We want to know who we got coming on here. Michaelenko, poor. Kevin Rodriguez, new signing. You could say this is where we have a weakness. What we're going to do is we're going to bring on Gray. And anytime we do, we go tactics. What we're going to do is we're going to look to play Smith Rowe because he can play centrally. And Adley, yeah, he's a playmaker type. The issue it's an issue when you got two of but you want two creative midfielders here. Maybe Mazzala on attack. Mazzala's known to be a good role. And you have him inverted as well. Get our fullbacks. Yep. Overlap. Up the tempo as much as we can, actually. Get some crosses in. Be more expressive. Get stuck in. Dali Ali. Oh, he's been incredibly poor. So I'm going to drop him for... Adley hasn't been amazing anyway. And Adley comes off and we bring on Larin. Another signing for us. He could be good as a pressing forward. Okay. I'm actually quite happy with those changes. Don't let a call after off. Really, after all that, I rarely get that level of mad. I can get mad, but I make these changes, then you just corner it off. That's the way I call it. Like quick set piece to cancel. Come on. I had hope. Now I don't have none. Don't have hope. Where's the rope? Oh, I'm frustrated. Like, isn't that annoying? Isn't that annoying? Like, now the excitement level's gone. Far out. Yeah. I'm not going to... I don't have the energy to make more changes. We can tell it's not been our day, though. A penalty and a corner. Nah. It's those little set-piece type things pre-season where you're probably not working on defending so much. And defending set-pieces and all that. Yeah, in the past, we feel off. We feel off. It's frustrating. And they could have had another goal there. And yeah, I was happy with the changes we made. They made sense. Disappointing. And it's another conceded goal. 4-1, this is not the way for a team that's going to be in Champions League. And the formation, you might say, oh, it's a very attacking formation. It's a formation that got us top 4 last season. So this will be another set piece. So for me, it's just working on that. We clearly just pre-season haven't worked enough on defending. But don't get me wrong, absolute dominance. If we dominated like that, something's up. Something's up. Something is most definitely up. That's all we can say. Oh my God, they're that bad. So something, the mentality there was off. And it was off of the sale of Calvert-Lewin, which I'm annoyed because we were always having a replacement. There should have never. We didn't need to have a team meeting to make things better because my action was what they would have wanted and what I told them. It should have never been a thing, and now they got motivated. But it's after the fact now. We need that in the match. And yes, that's definitely a thing. Partially a reason of that level of performance. So yeah, it's not how you want to kick off a season, but how many times have we had a poor kickoff to a season and we sort things out? Yeah, I knew it. See, I knew it when we had Calvert-Lewin, and it could have equally been the same if we kept him, and they would have been mad for not giving him what he wanted. So sometimes your hands are tied, and yeah, you just have to go about it. But anyway, we don't have the easiest start to the season because then we've got Man United next. So we are going to go the normal way with the rebuilding. I'm like, ooh, what's our next games that we're going to play? But like, wait, yeah, rebuilding mode. We are going to go play up till January and see how we're doing. Maybe you guys can think, do we spend more money? But I'm not sending us in, like, we kind of reviewed our team and all that. And like, this is our squad for the season. There's experience in the squad as well. We talked about how many younger guys. There's not too many. There's experienced heads out there. So hopefully they get that mentally. Like, come on, you got to be on top of that. I'm happy with the experience in the squad for the season and the quality in the squad. We just need to find it. And we didn't make too many new signings. We didn't sell too many players. So hopefully, yeah, the squad can get cohesion and all that kind of stuff. I'm confident they will. It's just that early reaction to Calvert-Lewin and that situation. Bringing in the likes of Smith Rowe, he got an assist. I think he had a good first game. So we just have to see. Have to see how things go. Let me know your feedback. I know it looks negative, but that's why I want to point out the squad. I want to point out the squad and the average age of it, I think is, pretty good. I think we've got experience. So let's see how this season goes. See you guys in the next one.